In this wild video, officers with the Seattle Police Department locate a stolen vehicle that had been reportedly involved in a drive-by shooting and burglaries. When officers attempted to stop the vehicle, it fled at a high rate of speed, initiating a vehicle pursuit. We're going to break this down into three categories: vehicle pursuits, pit maneuvers, and post-pursuit tactics.
This is the perfect time if you are looking to improve your tactics while responding to critical incidents and in-progress crimes. Go to thesavagetraininggroup.com, click on the online courses, and register for the Response Tactics for Critical Incidents and In-Progress Crimes course. Whether it's an armed barricaded situation, coordinating containment, or pursuing a fleeing suspect, this online self-paced course will help give you the needed tactics to handle critical incidents and in-progress crimes. To receive a discount, click the link in the description below and use the promo code. What you're watching right now is the suspect's vehicle is recklessly driving through a neighborhood at high rates of speed. Vehicle pursuits are inherently dangerous, and continuously evaluating the risk versus reward to continue pursuing that vehicle is always necessary. In this case, this vehicle has been involved in burglaries and drive-by shootings. These suspects are dangerous. The officers know that the vehicle is armed and they've got to be apprehended. Let's keep watching the video. At this point in the pursuit, the officers initiate a pit maneuver to try to disable the suspect's vehicle. The general tactic of a pit maneuver is the initiating officer pitting the suspect vehicle continues to drive past the suspect vehicle, clearing the way, leaving room behind them for additional officers to set up a felony vehicle stop. In this video, the officer wasn't able to continue driving past the suspect vehicle, and he tries to get out of the vehicle. Knowing this vehicle is armed, the officer and the suspect are basically face to face. Luckily for this officer, the suspect vehicle continues to back up, which creates distance for the officer.
Okay, let's talk post-pursuit tactics. The end of a pursuit is inherently dangerous because one of three things are going to happen. One, the suspect is going to give up and surrender. Two, the suspect is going to try to flee from the vehicle and run. Or three, and even worse, the suspect's going to get out of the car and try to fight it out with officers, which could include pulling a gun and shooting at you. We advocate using your vehicles as cover and try to maximize that distance and not close that distance. You've got to be thinking about crossfire, where other officers are setting up, and what is the suspect doing? If they remain in the vehicle, you might have a vehicle barricade. If they get out of the vehicle, you might have a chance to plan your actions and use whatever resources and tools that you have available to you to take that person into custody. In the video, you can see all the officers surround that car 360 degrees. You actually have a crossfire situation here with multiple officers, and we know the suspects in the vehicle to be armed with firearms because they knew them to be involved in a drive-by shooting. One of the officers decides to jump on the hood of the car. Got to keep in mind, if you're going to jump on the hood of a car, you're immediately putting yourself at a disadvantage. The occupants in the car, if they had it in their mind to want to shoot one of the officers, has the advantage. The vehicle had already tried to elude officers even after being pitted. So if that car would have put it in drive or reverse and even hit one of the patrol cars, even though it was boxed in, that officer more than likely would have lost his balance on the hood of the car, and with his gun in hand, probably would have fallen backwards. So really pay attention to what you're seeing right here on the screen. You've got all these officers surrounding the car. None of them are behind cover, and there's 360 degree coverage of the suspect car by cops. Now, if the suspects in the vehicle decided to shoot outward towards the cops, it's going to cause a chain reaction of the officers to fire back into the vehicle, which in this case is problematic because you have a lot of officers exposed to crossfire. Remember, this is why we advocate staying behind cover and trying to call the occupants of the vehicle back to you. Because these officers decided to collapse on the vehicle, they're now forced to make a decision. And in this case, they have to break out the window to remove the occupant or driver from the car. If you stayed behind cover, you always have the option to call them out to you. And in worst case scenario, if they decide not to get out of the vehicle, you know them to be armed and had been previously involved in a shooting. You now have a vehicle barricade, and from there, we're going to slow things down, call more resources, call a SWAT team out, and deal with it more appropriately.
After the suspect was taken into custody, officers located multiple handguns and rifles inside the vehicle.
We're glad that everything worked out and nobody got hurt in this video, but this is a good example of why it's important to utilize good tactics all the time. This is it for this video, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.